advancing degrees. Yes, we can help you. Yes, thank you.
Anh chị có câu hỏi không ạ? Các chị có thể hỏi tiếng Việt, bên anh chị Vicky có thể translate lại cho anh chị cũng được ạ. Hỏi tiếng Việt cho nó rõ cũng không sao ạ. Dạ.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
I can see the English requirement is not very clear. I want to know more about the English requirement.
What is your background?
I have a bachelor in food scientist.
Food science.
Yes, food science.
And
I want to know working job and the requirement for English.
see, it depends on which province and which program you are targeting. If you are targeting as a food scientist through express entry, you need to qualify for CLB 7. So you have to get 6, for all the criteria. But if you're looking for a work permit for Saskatchewan and Atlantic provinces, it is CLB 4. For Alberta and Manitoba, it is CLB 5. For Ontario and British Columbia, it is also CLB 5. But it is difficult in Ontario and BC to get the permanent residence with the CLB 5. That is I can say at this point in time. You can send the resume to our office. We will look into it if we can find a job for you, and then we'll find a program for you and let you know the CLB requirements.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So you are a Bachelor of Food Science. When did you graduate? Just graduate? A bachelor's? 4 year? Okay, good. Are you going for masters in Vietnam? No? Are you interested to go to Canada for studies?
I like to work.
You like to work?
Yeah.
You need to have at least 1 year of work experience in your occupation code that you are intending to do in Canada. So you need to find out whether you will be a microbiologist on the food sector, or you will be, I do not know about food technology, but you need to specify which sector you are going into, and you need to have at least 1 year of experience full time before you apply.
Em cũng xin phép chia sẻ một xíu là sau cái chương trình workshop này á, nếu như mà anh chị nào đồng ý tham gia cái chương trình bên em về shop offer á, thì bên em có thể là có chương trình promotion là nhận từ 3 đến 5 ngàn tùy chương trình cho các anh chị, nếu như mình đồng ý cái việc của bên em. Em xin phép câu hỏi tiếp theo chị Vicky.
Hi, madam. We have one client over here. She has education background in chemist, and she has been a lab technician for the past few years. So, is there any? The question is, there any possible, like potential jobs that you can maybe list out for her to review?
Sure, I can. Lab technician in what kind of lab technician? There are so many different kinds of lab technicians are there. So what is your what kind of, you are into bio? What kind of lab technicians you are? So there are X-ray lab, there are blood lab, urine lab, there are bio control lab.
She's asking for us now, so he's not here, so we'll get more.
Yes, sure. If you can get me the resume, that will be easier for me to understand what is the background of lab technicians she or he has. And Vicky, yesterday I sent you a PDF copy, remember, for the medical in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, yesterday, just look at it. I have sent you all the medical professions that can be without licensing in Canada. You have that? I could have shown that right now.
No.
Yesterday night I said, late night. Anyways, look at it. Okay, you have it. So in that PDF, actually we did a research on which medical professionals can go in Canada without licensing. The yellow and the green ones are, available for jobs there in third or fourth line. Anyways, you can share later on. So I'm in Canada, in Saskatchewan for more than 15 years. I have traveled across Canada, every single province and most of the bigger cities in Canada. So, with my experience as a newcomer to Canada, I went to Canada without job. So at that time, it was no express entry, nothing. It was just if you have 67 points, you are eligible. So that time we went there. So I have started my career in Canada as a laborer. When I went there, I did not have any job. So I started my career as $8.25 in Ontario. So I have gone through all the stages of settlement in Canada, and I do almost 1,000 people every year I mentor to come to Canada and settle. So I think if you have any questions about the weather of Canada, living standards, whatever you have as a new immigrant, I can let you know the answers. Yeah.
Manoj, our client here, he said he has more than 20 years in the architecture.
Sure.
He's an architect and he has more than 20 years senior management position. So he would like to know whether there are any currently available jobs relating to his field.
We have in Alberta one position that is construction management position. I have to check whether they are looking for architect or not. Do you have AutoCAD background? Do you have building information management? I actually worked with 7D modeling in the past. When I used to work in Saskatchewan Power Corporation, I implement BIM in SAS Power buildings. So I have a little bit idea about your architectural background. So if you have AutoCAD more than 2016 version, if you know that, then it is available. We can find out job for you for sure. You just give them your resume. Do you have English language? Okay. Can you write your IELTS and get me CLB 7?
Yeah.
You can. We will find a job for you and make sure you go in Canada as a PR if you can give me CLB 7. Yeah. So for him,
he's saying that his CLB might get about 5.
Try extra. I want you to get me CLB 7 so that I can bring you there with a PR. That's study a little bit more, maybe 2 months. Focus on CLB 7. Get it done. I will arrange your job. Any other question? Anybody has a visitor visa? Anybody has a visitor visa? Anybody want to apply for a visitor visa? If anybody, you apply for visitor visa, once you get the visitor visa, come to Canada. Before you come to Canada, we will try to get you a job and transfer it to work permit. It will be easier and faster for you. Yeah. Anybody got rejection? Anybody got rejected for visa? Anybody looking for business immigration? No? Okay, any other question?
There are some questions over here about all the procedure and all the ways
Yeah, cost we cannot disclose here because every single client has different requirements. But process I can tell you. The main process is, you need to. Okay. So first of all, what we need is your resume. So almost the process for entire Canada is similar. So you give us the resume and we will look into it, and within 72 hours we can say if we can take you as a client or not. And with the resume you need to have ECA done and IELTS. These are the two documents. If you have, you are one step ahead than others. And once we get the resume, we will start to find your jobs. Vicky? Just let me complete this and then you. So once you have the resume, we will start looking for jobs for you. If we have job in our data bank or we have a potential employer, we'll let you know that yes, we have a job right now, we can offer you. But if we say yes, we have a job, you need to have these documents ready. If you do not have these documents ready, also for Vietnam, we need to have everything translated to English or French. So that is very important. And other thing is social insurance. That is also another thing we take in a long time from Vietnam to arrange the social insurance documents, reference letters. Those takes a long time. But anybody who gives us a resume, possibly within 72 hours we will give you the feedback whether we can take you as a client or not. Once we say yes, then we will give you the process, what will happen next 6 to 8 months.
Dạ, em xin phép được brief lại một chút xíu là bác kêu là để mà đánh giá cái hồ sơ được dễ dàng á thì là mọi người gửi resume CV về cho công ty ha. Và nếu mà mọi người có sẵn hai cái loại giấy tờ quan trọng, thứ nhất là thẩm định bằng cấp, thứ hai là bằng IELTS. Thì cái vấn đề này nó rất là quan trọng, tại vì là để thẩm định bằng cấp thì có khi là ở Việt Nam mình học đại học, nhưng mà cái thẩm định bằng cấp của quốc tế á, thì nó tính ngang ra là chỉ là diploma 2-3 năm gì đó thôi. Thì mình phải cân nhắc được cái equivalency, cái tính tương đương của cái bằng cấp ở Việt Nam qua nước ngoài như thế nào. Và cái IELTS là cái mà ở Việt Nam hiện tại đang rất là khó. Thường mọi người sẽ tìm cái thông tin xong rồi mới bắt đầu là đi thi IELTS. Thì thật ra là nên có IELTS trước rồi mình mới bắt đầu là mình tìm thông tin, thì lúc đó là chỉ trong 72 giờ thôi là bác có thể trả lời câu hỏi cho mình nếu mà mình có đủ tất cả giấy tờ đó. Mình trả lời cho mình là có sót cho mọi người hay không liền luôn. Dạ em brief lại như vậy.
Anybody who wants to find a job, through us, what we do is we take about 6 months of time. So let's say you say today that you are interested. So we will take the resume, we will give you the documents checklist that you need to prepare. We have our call center based in Philippines. So the resume goes to Philippines, and we have people, they are calling across Canada to find a suitable employer. So we have a recruitment team based in Philippines. So we take about 6 months of time. Most likely, if we say yes to you, we can take you in Canada. Within 6 months, you will have something positive from our side. Most of the cases. So that is still now. So if you have 6 months of time, it happens less than 6 months, but we take a little bit more time because some of the cases, we do not have English translation. Some of the cases we do not have ECA done, IELTS done. So those takes time. If I find an employer right now and your documents are not ready, then it makes no sense. So we need at least 6 months of time to organize your job and documents to apply. Anybody have been to Canada before? No? Okay. Canada is very cold. Yesterday I was looking at my camera, my house, it is snowing right now. It's minus 30 degree temperature. Saskatchewan. Okay, so, but Canada is good. I've been there for a long time. And it has been a very good experience, actually. Yeah. Any other question? So I have questions now. Why you want to go to Canada? Anybody can raise your hand and tell me one answer. Why you want to go to Canada? I will ask you.
I would like for my children they go there to study. It's a reason why we would like to find a job over there.
How old are your kids?
2.
How old are they?
One 14, one 7.